there, Jillian speaking, and welcome back to another speed paint. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to say thank you for 30 subscribers. I just saw that we had reached that number, and I just wanted to give a quick thank you for your support and encouragement. I really appreciate it. And also, since this is a speed paint with a voiceover, I wanted to give a quick little shout out to a comment from Sunny Wadummy who said, "I love this style of video, please make more, I beg." To you, I say thank you, and you do not have to beg. I plan on doing lots of speed paints here with voiceovers. And also, I'm always open to suggestions, so if you ever ask to see more of a certain kind of video or to see a different kind of video, please do let me know and I will take your suggestion into consideration. With all of that said, thank you and enjoy the video. So since it is Halloween season and I already made a video talking about Halloween overall and the fall season, I thought it would be a fun idea to do a video talking about one of the key factors of the Halloween spirit: fear. We all know that what you're scared by or what you find interesting during Halloween has to do with what you're afraid of. But I tend to have some weird fears, so I thought I'd talk about them. One of them, in particular, is something that people deal with in their everyday lives, possibly every day if you go to a school or if you work in a business with these, and that is stairs. Believe it or not, I am afraid of stairs. I found out in middle school that the phobia is called bathmophobia, which sounds like it would be related to bathing. I promise it's not. It's stairs. You could Google it yourself. But large flights of stairs just bring a sense of fear. The small ones I've learned to get over, but just tall stairs and railings, and I think it is the height incorporated with the danger, incorporated with I can't even walk on flat ground without almost falling over. But stairs are scary. Someone should make a horror movie just about stairs, and guaranteed it will scare me. And another one that's kind of weird is smiley faces. Now, I'm not necessarily afraid of them, I just find them a little unnerving in a way. I don't know what it is, especially when there's a lot of them in the same place. If it's just a whole smiley face staring at you with that grin, something about it is so uncanny. I love melty smiley faces though, which doesn't make sense. Then again, a lot of the things do not make sense to me. But other than common fears like stairs or spiders, which I'm not afraid of spiders. I love spiders. One of the things that people tend to be afraid of could be specific movies or series or games or books, whatever sort of media you consume that you may be afraid of. And for me, there were a couple, but one in particular. So, I enjoy scary media. I've been consuming more of it recently and been trying to get over some fears that I have. But one is really embarrassing to say out loud, but I used to be deathly afraid of Five Nights at Freddy's. And I mean deathly afraid. I remember I had a friend in middle school that sat down with me and told me, okay, you are going to watch me play this game so that you can understand, because she was a huge fan of the game. So I sat there and I sucked it up and I watched her play the couple games that were out at the time. My gosh, was I terrified. And I don't care what anyone says, the 4th game is terrifying. You cannot change my mind. Ever. But I started to maybe just touch the water of the surface and try to watch gameplay. And what do you know? I actually can. Amazing, alright? I looked at the games on Steam and saw that they cost money. Most of them do. Even though it's only $3 or $4, I decided, no, I'm not gonna pay for something that's gonna scare me. Which brings me to another thing. Why do people pay to go to scary attractions if they know they're going to be scared? Do they pay to scream? I never understood that, actually. People pay to go to like haunted mazes or haunted attractions, or quote-unquote haunted, meaning there are actually people there. An actual haunted place without props is pretty interesting. But that brings me to a common fear, which is the dark. I feel like that's normal, that's common. I mean, who isn't afraid of the dark? I'm constantly afraid of the dark. Unlike what Luxium says about there being a hope in the dark, for me, there is only fear. I don't understand how people can enjoy the dark. But another oddly specific thing would be, I like the dark outside. Seeing the moon and the stars and being able to run around outside. Or even if there's just a field of like grass or dirt and you could just run about. It's kind of giving liminal space vibes, but it's kind of nice. Versus interiors that are dark are terrifying, and I'm not sure why. I think it's that furniture items and clothing could be mistaken for figures, which I do a lot. You could even ask people I know. I'm constantly hearing things behind me. I'm always saying, oh, I think I just heard footsteps. Or, oh my gosh, what was that over there? Uh-oh, what's behind me? And I just sound crazy. I promise I'm not. But it's just one of those weird fears of just interior darkness versus exterior darkness. I wonder if that's a thing. But one thing that I was also semi-afraid of is clowns, which I feel like is normal, but over time I kind of grew out of it. And I always wonder, why did they advertise clowns for kids? All the kids I always knew were terrified of clowns. Well, that could have been the clown incidents in my area. I won't go into details of that though. Oh gosh. But, on a better note, surprisingly, I'm not scared by many series other than FNAF, like I said. But, other than that, I quite like scary movies. I mean, I don't really mind them. I don't watch them too often since most of them are not very well written and I could see everything coming from a mile away. So it doesn't really get you much unless there's a all of a sudden jump scare, but if it was a movie full of jump scares, where's the fun in that? Gotta have a little bit of plot. Or air quoted plot. But I find myself enjoying, like, the Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know, it's just such a cool concept of some maniac coming through your dreams, but in this weird space between dreams and reality. It's an interesting concept, and to me it's less scary and more intriguing. It makes me want to make something inspired by it. It inspires me to create somehow, oddly enough. But I know some people are afraid of things that other people aren't. For example, there's a fear of tiny holes. I never understood it, but it made people despise when I used to wear fishnet gloves. They would be afraid, which I never understood. But honestly, if you have a fear, you're entitled to be afraid of whatever you're afraid of. And honestly, sometimes you just can't help it, and sometimes you can't quite explain why. I know that's kind of how I was, especially with going back to the example of Five Nights at Freddy's. I am not afraid of animatronics. I've been to places with them before, and honestly, they're just kind of funny looking to me. I don't know. I think it's the dreaded anticipation of you're in control of if you're scared or not. Versus when you're watching a movie, it's going to happen no matter what you do. You're just glued to your couch. Versus in a game, you control things and the pressure's on. But speaking of games and scary games, look forward to next week because I have a Halloween special and it's a collaboration, so I'm not going to reveal too many details on that, but I'm probably going to be posting lots of sneak peeks on Twitter this week because I'm really excited to post it so that people can watch it. So definitely go check out Twitter, I would recommend that. Or you can go over to Instagram, I'll post the picture that I drew in this speed paint, and also you can see my other art on there as well. And I think that's about it. I didn't discuss a lot of weird fears, but honestly, I think the comment was on a video that was unscripted, and this is unscripted, so this is for you. You get unscripted giggly Jillian. You're welcome. I know. It's very chaotic, but I live for the chaos. It's fine. It's all good. So, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Especially since this one's longer than 7 minutes. If you're still here, oh my goodness. You're crazy. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And that's all for now. Once again, I can't say thank you enough. Remember to take care of yourself. Bye bye!